Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Stretford Paddock for another episode of the Paddock Podcast, joined by Al.
All right.
And a very jubilant Stephen Howson today. I wonder why that is. Maybe you can tell by the thumbnail. Bit of transfer news today.
No, we're losing our captain.
Yes, that is...
Can't be happy about that, can you?
Look how messy that is.
Where is it? The champagne?
It's my desk.
Yeah, Ashley Young is... he's gone. He sounds like he's gone anyway. They're saying he's turned down the contract. We put out a contract offer to him to extend it for a year. And it looks like our captain, despite being absolutely torn apart numerous times on this channel and other channels and not naming any names of people who torn him apart.
I don't know.
In particular.
No one in particular.
No one in particular. But yeah, he's walking. Apparently it's at the end of the season he's going.
It's a weird one because it's like we know he's not good enough. He's definitely not good enough. Even if you're on that end of the scale or you're on the Ashley Young top fan end of the scale.
I don't think there's many on that scale.
No, there's not. But there's no one saying he is good enough to be in a... Forget Man United being a top 6 team. No one's saying that. But should we be letting players go right now? Should this have been dealt with already?
Maybe it has been.
And why the fuck are we... Maybe we have. Maybe it has been. Maybe
Ollie said literally a few days ago, didn't he? We're trying to strengthen the squad, not weaken it. So, I mean... There's a bit of a word on the street that there's going to be signings this January. I don't think it's going to be a fucking big overhaul, but I think they're going to be added to the squad, and I think they're definitely working on deals for the summer. I just hope that we get the right ones, and they, even if you don't think Maguire's been a raging success, he's improved the defence. Right. Yeah. Maybe not what Van Dijk did to Liverpool levels, but he's improved the defence, right? So it's a step in the right direction, at least.
The thing people forget about that is they had the front 6 or 7 were fine as well.
Yeah.
They just needed to fix that back line.
Yeah, and then what happened was, they become title contenders on the back of that.
Yeah.
But do you think Ashley Young... No. I'm going to play a bit of devil's advocate here.
Do it, but no.
Do you think he's a victim of his own... And I'm going to use this term very loosely, a victim of his own success in a way, given... Now, hold on. Given, he stepped in at right back a few seasons ago, and he held his own. He was good as a wing back for a while, but then obviously it got to the point where he was starting week in, week out, and it's him.
I think when he got here, he was all right for about a season and a half, wasn't he?
Yeah.
About a season and a half, he was all right.
Yeah.
Did okay.
When he was playing, when he first
for a season and a half.
When he was playing as a winger.
Played as a winger when he first got here.
No comment.
Then Van Gaal, he just was doing nothing. Then Van Gaal put him in this wing-back role, which he did better at, because he didn't have to do as much going forward. Wasn't fully defending all the time. He did all right for a bit. Still a good cross on him. We had players that could head the ball. There was an option there. But that should have been the end of it. 2015, 2016... That's when he should have been... It
was blatantly obvious it wasn't good enough.
He should have been moved on. And that's what Fergie did very well. Like, there was players that everyone says, he'd have done all right in Fergie's squads and things like that. Yeah, but look at it. Like, John O'Shea was a good servant, but to be honest...
world-class player. World-class player.
He wasn't the greatest player.
When he 400 fucking appearances for United.
That's what I mean.
That's insane, isn't it?
But when he got to that, when he started to go, he went, right, you're going to Sunderland. Like, that's it. Wes Brown, quality player for Man United. But as soon as he started to show...
The only two people that Fergie was a bit sentimental on was Neville, Giggs and Scholes. And I think we allow that.
Yeah, you allow that. But like anyone like that just got anywhere near that, even Park Ji-sung, when he was getting to
Rooney. He was trying to replace Rooney for all of whatever happened, and I actually think it was a good thing in the end that Moyes kept hold of Rooney. Fergie tried to replace Rooney with Ji-sung Park. That's undisputed, right? He tried to. Like, go look at the fucking... What?
Kagawa, you mean?
Did I say Park? Yeah, I meant Kagawa.
Yeah.
That's shocking. Sorry. I have been speaking for about the last 4 hours in my own defence, so I'm talking utter fucking bollocks by now. But yeah, so ultimately, like, Fergie did more or less know when the right time to replace her. He got some mistakes, and Blanc for Yapstam, probably a mistake, but like, he generally replaced early. And I think, fucking terrifyingly, I think Liverpool are going to try and replace Salah with Sancho.
Yeah, I think so.
That seems to be kind of gaining a bit of momentum, those rumours now.
There,
I was pretty, from what I heard, I was pretty set on, in my head, that he was going to come to United or
maybe
Chelsea, maybe.
And hopefully it's Madrid or someone just come in and just say fuck off Liverpool. Hopefully.
You can't replace Salah now, can you?
You can.
No.
Yeah, you can, because his numbers have dropped right off. Like, this is the thing, right? With goal scorers, when they get to 27, 28, 29, 30, that sort of age, when their numbers go boop, 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 and start declining, they never return. Never. Right? Except for Zlatan.
Yeah.
Zlatan is Zlatan
the best.
and doesn't fucking get included in anything like this. But strikers, especially those that rely on trickery and pace, when their numbers start going boop, 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 they never, especially once they get over 30, they never increase. Fernando Torres, Aguero, all of these players are seeing that. I mean, even
decline.
Yeah,
because Salah's not an out striker, though.
No, that's what I said. Goal scorer.
Okay,
I didn't say strikers. When goal scorers start to lose that momentum, it never comes back.
No.
And it's like I said, Zlatan's a weird one because he played all over the fucking place, and the numbers he put up,
kept going.
The numbers he put up in Paris was frankly ridiculous, and he's also just not human, so that also helps. But like once they start declining, they don't usually come back. And Salah's a consistent decline now for 3 seasons since that real peak season where he just that his first Liverpool season. Even though I think he's still effective for them. And he could probably still be effective for another 18 months, I think, for him at least.
He's not scoring the foot, and that's because Liverpool, whilst they're smashing the league, are nowhere near playing as well they were last year.
No, I agree with that.
They are getting the results, but they're winning so many more games 1-0 last minute, and we're not going to go
because everyone else is shit, man. Everyone else is shit.
We're not going to go any VAR stuff, but like they're getting a bit more luck this year than they were in the previous 2 years. They're not blowing teams out the water like they did a lot of last year. They're not doing that this year. They're nicking games, which is
what champions do, unfortunately.
Don't say that.
But yeah, so ultimately, like I think that if I see Sancho go there, I have to go, well, their recruitment department is banging because they've had a lot of successful recruitments lately that have added and improved the squad. They've not had any of that rock the boat. They allowed Coutinho to go, and everyone was like, "You're not going to be better without Coutinho."
They did get an insane amount of money from him.
You're a lot better without Coutinho, actually. Fair play. And I think that's possibly the one thing that some United fans, including myself, are probably holding out to, thinking that, right, if we let Pogba go, if we reinvest that money, and I know with the Glazers that's the biggest fucking if in the room, but if we replace Pogba with some intelligent buys, and again,
that's a big if.
It's a big if. It is a big if, but like we did take a good gamble on Dan James, so I'm hoping that the same process that decided Dan James was worth a punt is also looking at other players and thinking that they might be worth a punt. Yeah. If we can find, it's like we've been saying it all day, you can go low down in the leagues and find players that improve Manchester United.
Yeah,
simple. So
again,
they're out there
from like every team in the league as well.
Liverpool. We hate to compare to Liverpool, but the way that we named 3 players that came out of relegation teams that are now starters every week in, week out. Jordan Henderson, Wijnaldum, Andy Robertson, and now that's their team.
Yeah.
Spine of their team out of players that...
Even Van Dijk even as well.
Van Dijk came out of Southampton.
Was struggling big time, weren't they, when he came?
Mane came out of a Southampton that was doing a lot better, but... they weren't just going out and signing the players at the top of the list. They weren't signing £80 million players, because they signed £30 million players, which is about probably now the £50 million player. Like the talk about Van der Beek or whatever his name, this week. He's around what was 30 million when they signed Wijnaldum. That's the same size.
Well, no, I'd say he's better. Actually,
he's a better player. Yeah.
I think Van der Beek. I don't think there's anything in it, right? No. But I think there's a real player in there, and that for me would be the sort of player I'd be delighted to see signed for United, because he's not as much as I would take Cavani in a heartbeat. I've got to question his reasons for coming. Whereas Van der Beek, I don't think I'd question his reasons for coming. You're like, hang about what's going on here. Like if United sign, I'm trying to think of an example. Gareth Bale, even right. If United sign Gareth Bale now, you're going to be like, oh yes, but
when the novelty wears off,
even Eriksen.
Yeah, Eriksen's pretty much stated. I love how United have come out and gone. We're not interested in Eriksen anymore. Like what? Since Eriksen said, I don't want to go to United. You're right. Okay. Have we ruled ourselves out of signing Messi this window yet? Fucking hell, you doing, lads?
Seems a bit of a cluster. What are they saying in the comments anyway? Because I would have thought Ashley Young would boil the piss out.
If you've got some good questions, write them out and we'll scroll up and find them. If we can be asked.
There's a lot of people jumping on Young saying showing some respect and stuff like that and what he's done. Young 17 and 18 best left back at United. but that's from.
There was a case to be made. He may have been one of the
like
best
fucking hell, best left back at best left back at United. Oh right,
yeah, that's not hard to be fair.
Great. We've had we're not saying Luke Shaw
in that season.
Yeah, in that season, wasn't
low bar, lads.
He was mint in the World Cup.
That's like me saying that bag of crisp I had on the way here was the best bag of crisp I had today.
It does look like a good bag of crisps.
But it was the only bag of crisp I had today.
No respect left. Shocking. I mean, we know what he did for a time, but this is the whole point. You have to respect a player up until a point, and then the board, the manager, and this is the other problem is because we've been changing managers. Like this is why, because we've kind of like with Ollie coming in and them saying, "Look, you're going to have time." It's the first time a manager's actually been able to go. He's going. Because Smalling, Jones, Ashley Young, you look at all the other players. I mean, Lukaku was a new one, and then you've got Sanchez and things like, and even Darmian. Because managers have been chopping and changing, and they are.
Is he still a United player? Is he on loan?
No, Darmian's gone.
Oh, Darmian's gone.
I thought he was on loan.
Officially sold.
It's like 2 million or something like that they got from as well.
Like, there's not been a manager being able to go, look, all these players need to go, and we need to get new ones in.
Yeah.
No one's had time to do that.
No.
Van Gaal didn't get time to do it. That's why we've still got. You said 5 or 6 of Fergie's players. Even like Valencia. Valencia was still there after. It was crazy. That
it took us a long time to get rid of some.
We had a back
fair
five.
play Inter Milan. Did you owe us a favour or something? What's going on? It's mad, isn't it? How they? I mean,
Italy in general, yeah.
Italy and UK have just switched, or the Premier League have just switched because obviously when I was growing up, you didn't get players out of Italy until they were 30.
No, yeah.
You know, that was the game.
They were dominating Europe, weren't they?
Of course they were, yeah. And now it seems like it switched, but the corruption really fucking flatlined Italian football.
But it's just, I think, the pace of the league, the quality of the league's not the best. I think it's perfect for some of the players that are slightly slower. Chris Smalling
looks like fucking Costa Curra at a minute.
Wasn't he their rated in their Twitter poll? And I know you can take it, team of the decade. You take it with a pinch of salt, a Twitter poll, but they're centre back of the decade.
What?
Chris Smalling, him and Manolas, I think, were voted.
Yes.
Or I could be wrong.
No.
Yes, he did.
No, yeah.
Yes, he did.
Real.
Yes, he did.
No.
Yes, he did.
Insane.
Right. Was this the way that fucking Peter Crouch is Tottenham's fucking striker?
Well, it could be, but I can't imagine. Well, it could be.
Did the Lazio fans be like, let's fucking
it
pile
could
in
be,
on
but I
this?
mean, they love Smalling over there.
I know they do, and I think he won Player of the Month. But let's not pretend he's their fucking.
No, he's not. He's not United level, and I think we'd be fooling ourselves to say bring Chris Smalling back, get him back in the team because. Guess what? He was there for 7 years?
That's not the official one, is it? That's just someone's opinion on what the team
this is not good.
Basically, Twitter poll Smalling finished top. There's a lot of people as well saying with Maguire injured, bring Smalling back on loan or bring him into the end of the season.
Do you know what? Actually, centre half, we're weak, but we're not crippled like we are in centre mid.
No,
we are weak, but if Rojo's fit, I'd have zero problems playing Rojo.
No.
If Axel's fit, I got zero problems playing Axel. So we're okay.
Yeah, we
just get them fit.
Yeah, it's more the crisis.
And you still got Baye.
Oh, I keep forgetting he still plays for United.
Isn't he back training?
Yep.
So he could play the weekend. There's no word
chill.
yet. He could play the weekend.
Chill all peoples. Right?
And to be honest, I'd rather fucking put Wan-Bissaka at right centre half and put Delo at right back.
Yeah, there's
probably
options.
do a job.
It's not midfield where
It's
you're
not
like
midfield.
crickets and fucking tumbleweed. Like,
Yeah.
Anybody out there?
There's lad in 12s that might pass for over a 16-year-old that might fit in.
I mean, fucking Deschamps Bernard and Ted and Menge. I think they both probably need like a bit of a loan deal somewhere to go and like sort themselves out, ready for first team football. But they're probably not. You know, they're probably able to step in a massive emergency. But there's 3 other centre halves we can play that are just getting back to fitness, and even Timbo at an absolute push.
There's someone going to be back. We are struggling a bit, but we can get through this weekend and then. I don't hopefully have a team fit for the Wolves game.
Oh, he's not read my message yet.
I don't think it just is it me or is it like this has been, and I know January windows are like completely dead, but we're like a third of the way through and I can't think of one signing a Premier League club has made.
Nothing starts till the 6th.
I think
Liverpool signed one, didn't they? Have they signed him for now or have they signed him at the end of the season?
No, they signed him now. They signed him before the window.
He played that. He played
against
the
Everton?
FA Cup game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you get business done, man. Well, what you mentioned, we were talking about Van der Beek earlier, like it's amazing that Ajax have all these great players, but yet none of them seem to leave despite having these outrageously low buyout clauses. Like ZX is something like, I don't know if it's gone up now, but during the summer, wasn't it like 28 million or something like that? It may have risen to something like 47 million now.
You think it's some fuckery afoot?
Well, not even just fuckery. Do you think coaches are just looking at these players and being like, maybe, no, not for me, which is kind of ridiculous when you actually see players like Ziyech and Van der Beek play. It's kind of weird. I mean, De Ligt was only 55 million for a 19-year-old centre-back who you could argue was probably
one of the
best.
hottest talents in the world.
The hottest, you'd probably say as well. So what do you think is going to be this big name that's going to be linked this window? Who's going to be the name that's going to be... We had De Ligt last summer.
I think there's something in Sol.
Do you think?
I think there's something in that, yeah. I really do. I think it sort of came out of nowhere.
Though.
I can't remember who was talking about it.
It's not one that... It's not top of the list.
Yeah.
But there's something in that 9-year contract. They're like, well, which club has more money than Sens is going to buy out someone from 9 years? Now, he's a very good player, but to be honest, he's going to cost a
That's going to be 100 million or something.
It's going to be a lot more than he's probably worth because he's got this daft 9-year contract.
Something broke last week, and I can't remember where I read it, that he's got a buyout clause of 125, but they might let him go for 85. And you're like, in the current market, so 85 is about right, but like... I still think there's £40 million signings out there that massively improve us. Like, it almost feels like we spent 130 million on Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, and I'm happy with both of them. But it was 130 million.
Yeah.
Could we have not found a centre half for 20 million, 30 million, 40 million?
It's when you call the scouting network into question as well.
And then John United are like, oh, that's why we can only sign 3 players. But if there was all this price of Dan James, you could have signed more.
10.
Yeah.
You signed 10, Dan James.
Because I think the money is the big deal with it. Like,
there's a couple of decent questions in here.
All right,
any decent suggestions of players we haven't heard of a lot?
What do you think about looking at Tyrone Mings? He and Harry look good together in the leader.
Yeah, we said that earlier, didn't we?
We said earlier.
So I'm doing a video possibly today, but it won't be out till weekend. Which is 5 players I'd like United to sign, and we was tossing around some names before. One of the restrictions I'm going to put on myself for looking for these players, I'm going to give you my list. And then I'm going to look at players in the relegation battle. Yeah. Because I think that's the piss take of United at the moment, is that I can go to relegation teams and go, you make us better, you make us better. Mings was on one of that list.
Yeah. I like Tyrone Mings as well. I always like players who take that... I mean, what? He was like, didn't have a club till he was like 2021. Tore his cruciate on his debut for Bournemouth. And he was back in the England squad.
Troy Deeney.
Troy Deeney as well.
Oh, Troy Deeney was on that list.
You're not putting him on my list?
No, that was the one player I forgot to put down because I was asking Mitz. I said he named a striker, but I forget who it was. I'll swap it out and put Deeney in.
And then there was one saying, do you think the stock exchange is why they can't comment on transfers?
No, I think the negotiation tactic of the club is to not comment on transfers.
Yeah, I think that's
just policy.
I think there's a lot of where they can't...
Right? Okay, let's role play.
Yeah.
I'll be Manchester United. Start asking me about transfers and draw your own conclusions. Ready? Go.
Yeah, mate. So you're going to sign Van der Beek?
No, we're not signing Van der Beek.
You're going to sign what Ziyech, low buyout?
No, we're not going to sign Ziyech.
You're not going to sign Ziyech. Titty?
No, we're not going to sign Titty.
No.
Yeah, so your conclusion there is we're not going to...
keep asking me.
Are we going to sign Tyrone Mings?
No, we're not going to sign Tyrone Mings.
Christian Eriksen, do you like the...
no comment.
Messi?
Right.
Yeah.
Straight away there,
yeah. You go, why was there no comment on that one, but you'd reject it. So they can't comment. So the policy is no comment because when you go, I can't really talk about that one. So there's something there then.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Do you think the club put all their eggs, and this may sound a bit silly, put all their eggs in the basket of getting Haaland in January, and maybe that would take a lot of the kind of media and fan backlash off their back? Oh, look, we've got Haaland. Look, we've got the hottest prospect coming in. Now, you can't be mad at us because you can't say we're not recruiting to the squad. And now that he's obviously gone to Dortmund, which I think, to be honest, is a better move for him than going to United.
Well, yeah, God, yeah. I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
It's more a Raiola move, isn't it? He's seeing
it seemed to be that the club was putting out the sort of noises that, against everyone's judgment, they was like, we don't think we're going to sign him actually, but.
It seemed very well. Both sides of.
I thought it seemed honest. I thought it seemed on because Ollie spoke about it in a press conference,
and managers don't usually.
No, they don't. No. And the fact that he'd gone and visited him, that wasn't like, United scouts were watching Bruno Fernandes this week.
I think they definitely wanted him. I think he was definitely on the list. But I think the Raiola thing's a definite thing that he wants him to go to somewhere else because he knows that he's going to get that. He wants that extra 10%. If he goes this summer, even if United paid over that buyout clause, paid 30-40 million for him. It's nothing compared to the 90 could be worth him. If he scores
but you know what,
20 goals next year...
If I'm Ollie, and I understand what the club was saying in terms of they didn't want Raiola to control this deal, they didn't want buyout clauses, because then the power's with the agent. All right, but if you're Ollie, the chances of you being here by the end of that guy's contract... Probably not big, to be honest.
Slim,
at all.
But if you genuinely believe in your heart, that guy, in here, Reetnu, top 4, you go, yeah, fucking get him.
It must have been like, maybe there must have been doubts.
I still think he still knows midfield is his most important thing. Whilst a striker would be great.
Yeah. I hope so.
I still think he's going. Do you know, if we spend too much on this, we might not get these midfielders, because I think he.
So look at some of them cues.
Yeah.
We were talking about Mandzukic as well as maybe an option to play 15, 20 games. He's fucked off to Qatar and stuff like that. Yeah, it's.
Do you like the idea of as a Josh King was one that I threw out before as a random one. Obviously,
Ollie did coach him at the under-20s.
Norwegian by trade. Knows Ollie. Former United player, ticks loads of boxes for
scored against us as well.
Not terrible, but also wouldn't come in on a big wage, because we've got to remember the Glazonomics factor in this. Not going to be on a big wage. Definitely Premier League standard, and definitely would be a different style of player to what we've currently got. That fits a lot, and fast, so he can still sort of do that sort of role. Yeah. So I'd be really in for that if we was up for the guy, but I'm not sure we're up for the guy.
Yeah. Watford's Doucouré is another one there. Sean O'Reilly asking. That was one.
Doucouré's on my list already.
I think he can go to PSG though. I think he
should we sign Grealish, says Jake. I think we're in for Grealish, but I don't think we're getting him in January.
Maybe I'm going to phrase this. He's talking about the medical team bad as it was team because Liverpool barely getting injuries. I've got a theory behind this.
Oh, let's hear
this theory.
Well, do you remember when
do we need to say allegedly, or are we all right?
No.
All right, okay.
No.
He's very.
Do you remember when Klopp first came into Liverpool? And remember how all them players got injured like every second week?
Yeah, I spoke to McKenna about this on the
and
tour.
because he was running the fuck out of them. And you reckon that Ollie's done exactly the same thing because that's what he wants them to do, and that's why we're now getting a lot of muscle injury, because it's not just the Pogba ones I think's a bit odd. That's just look at the draw.
It's an ankle, and it's
ankles are fucked once your ankles go. But there's a lot of muscle injuries because he's running these players.
Yep.
He's trying to get them. That's why we crumbled at the end of last season, as everyone said. The fitness just got to a point where we just kind of went, can't do this, lads. They just couldn't do it. They couldn't do the running that they were going to do. And I think that's why we're getting so many injuries, because these lads are having to do the running, having to go through this. And like happened with Klopp's team, it takes them 2 years to be able to get past Christmas, because they were like January is where they fell off all the time because they just ran out of legs.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Like,
and over the Christmas,
fucking terrifying.
Look at our
we're going to fall off from now, though.
But that's when all our players are all injuries, picking up things, and that's
Christmas
what it is.
fixture list as
Christmas fixture list.
Oh, yeah, brutal.
It's fucking.
I did speak to McKenna on tour, and I said to him, how can you get this total new way of playing, this really intense style of football from what's been relatively reactionary style of football under Louis and Jose? How can you have this front foot pressing style of football in essentially 4 weeks, which is all pre-season realistically was, and there's a lot of travel and there's a lot of games in between, and obviously you're going to be doing match sequence stuff on top of, it's not just running.
No.
So how the fuck do you get that in there? I said, can you even do that? And he went, he stood there for a bit and he was like, he really considered what I asked, and he said, physiologically, no. The changes in 4 weeks, not huge. No. But the change in mentality, he goes, we can do that then. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know.
Do you think there is another thing that you need to look at? We need to, like, a bit of a question as well. Drugs definitely.
Allegedly
drugs. But there is a bit of a worry where Maguire, seems his injuries happened because he kept playing against Wolves. If he'd have come off, it'd have probably just been a strain, missed the game, come back in.
Yeah.
Pogba wanted to, apparently, according to the reports, Pogba wanted to play the Arsenal game or the Rochdale game, was it, or something like that time?
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked his ankle. Rashford, end of last season, wanted to keep playing, needed a rest. Like, we want this in players, but surely there's got to be someone there that's saying, right, lads, off you go. Like, you've got to think of long term here. Yes, you're going to miss a game. You might miss a Manchester derby, but I'd rather you miss this than the next 6 weeks, because that's a worry right now. That, yes, there's players trying to do this, but why is this happening? Why?
McTominay also played on injured.
McTominay played on injured. Like,
Rashford played so long last season injured as well, and Lingard as well.
And
but obviously, people.
MRV says it's pretty obvious why Giggs slags off Marshall and not James. Giggs signed him and scouted him. Marshall was Giggs.
Yeah.
That was his signing.
Yeah.
He did all the work for that.
Yeah,
that was
no way
his
that-
thing. Don't be stupid.
But you're saying as well, players getting injured, players like Maguire. That's obviously why they've put the contract on the table for Young, because as dead as probably weight as he is, and he's only going to play the cup games.
Yeah,
anybody's better than nobody. Essentially.
No, I disagree. I actually think that you're so well stacked in the areas that he plays in.
I'm thinking that as well.
You've got Wan-Bissaka, you've got Delo, you've got Laird, you've still got Williams as a right back.
Yeah.
And Delo, if I didn't mention Delo as well, I think I did, but I might not have done. And then at left back, obviously you've got the greatest left back the world has ever seen, third greatest left back the world has ever seen in Brandon Williams. You do still have Luke Shaw.
Yep.
And then you've also got a couple of like Rojo, do you know, people like that
people
can go fill in there. Delo can play left back, Laird can play left back, Timbo can play left and right back. One of his best games I saw him was a left back against Leicester. I think it was fucking phenomenal.
So we're relying on a lot of players coming back from long-term injuries. Essentially, Dallo has been out for a while.
Yeah,
Timbo's been out for
it's just what you need.
a year.
It probably is just what we need, because I don't want to say it, but it is like a new signing sometimes.
So true. Anyway, there's about 945 of you watching. There's only 48 likes. Smash the like button. Come
smash
on,
that like
because we're all depressed. It's cold outside. It's going to piss rain.
It
and
is
there's
cold. Turn the fucking heat.
And there's
Bollocks to that.
no transfers. There we go. Heating's on anyway. So smash the like button. Any others that you've seen in the papers that you've been like, oh, I wouldn't mind that. Anyone? No. It's just, it feels like the papers are circulating the same names. Grealish, you mentioned you think we're going to get him not this window. I'd love to see Grealish come in as well.
Yeah, I think Grealish is coming in the summer. I really think that Villa have been mental to let him go now. I think, is he their leading scorer? I think he's their leading assister.
He's got like 6 and 5 in 19 games this season.
So if they lose that, that's just them saying, anyway, see you soon.
Yeah, I mean, I was unsure because obviously, like, he only done the Championship. There was I think he had the chance to go to Tottenham, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 25
He was
million
almost
or like.
done. He was like, he's going to Tottenham, and then he went, "Nah, I'm going to stay in the Championship or whatever." Or Tottenham went, "No." And that kind of I thought that was going to be end of Grealish. I thought that was going to be him in the Championship. He's not going to step up. But when he's come in this year, he's been quality, hasn't he? And he is a bit of a shithouse as well, which is he's someone that does
Character. Yeah, I think you need a lot of character to play for Manchester United. Like, genuinely need it, because I don't think any of us can comprehend what it's like to even be a Premier League footballer for fucking Norwich, right? Let alone the difference in that, because you see people that have played at really big clubs, even like played at Spurs and stuff, or even Arsenal. Van Persie said it, didn't it? I thought I knew what a big club was. Oh my god!
Yeah,
when you sign for United and you go on a pre-season tour, you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, yeah. So I reckon you need a lot of character just to be able to handle that, let alone anything else. And I look at Jack Grealish and I see the bit of swagger that he's got, and ability upstairs is fucking carnage. Sorry,
had it for a while. God knows what they're doing up there.
It is. It's been fucking months, hasn't it? Dicks.
People are running with this narrative though that Grealish and Cantwell is another one. They can do it in the Championship. Well, people forget that James Maddison was signed straight out of the Championship for 25 million by Leicester, and what's he worth now? Maybe like 70, 80 million. Yeah. People can't underestimate the Championship. Obviously,
surprised we haven't had a Wesley Sneijder room yet. He's retired.
Yeah.
Has he actually? Oh, I tell you what, he has retired, and he's fucking enjoying retirement as well.
Burgers and pizzas.
You know what? Fucking go on him, like. It's a disgrace he didn't win that. Was it 2010 Ballon d'Or? He should have won, or he came second or something like that. But anyway, I don't know. Anything else you lads want to add before?
No, there's a few daft names in here. There's Rakitic.
Won't sign anyone, says CP. I think we will.
Vidal's a name I've heard.
Rakitic is another. I know that I'd be really wary about those that are that sort of age and a bit thingy, like you dropped off. Cause it's a weird balance, man. Because I go, we desperate for leaders and desperate for characters, and a bit of experience really wouldn't go amiss. But you got to question the motivation of coming here. I'd rather sign 27-year-olds. I mean, I'm not here just going like, oh, let's sign all the 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds. But no, I think there's some good, like Maguire, some good pros around 26, 27, maybe even 28 that you can bring in. Eriksen fits that bill for me. I wouldn't be. I mean, he's not coming now, obviously, but I wouldn't be disappointed with someone like an Eriksen, because his career's gone off the boil somewhere. But you can't tell me he's not a quality footballer. No, at all. No. Is he someone that could take a ball under pressure, turn and lay it off for someone? Yeah. Do we need that? Yeah. What's the issue? You don't want to come? Okay, fair play.
And he's got a pretty bad attitude as well. And I always thought he was one of the best in the Premier League. But one of my mates who's a diehard Spurs fan would say, no, he doesn't do it in every game. Doesn't do it in the big games. Goes missing. Bit of an Ozil syndrome as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold, anyone? I mean, I wouldn't put money on it.
I don't think he's coming.
I'm going to say no.
I haven't heard many rumours, but stay tuned. Maybe he'll leave the club playing the best football in the world.
Here's one confirmed. Berbatov texted me today on Instagram saying, "Can I have your phone number?" No.
Nice flex.
Unconfirmed if we're going to be dating or not, but I'll let you know. He's a handsome man.
A couple of things as well. We will sign no one and then get told Ollie wanted to wait until the summer.
I don't think so.
Do you think we're going to get someone this window? I'm not very confident.
I think that City game was for as much as it shouldn't have been a wake up, and it should have been before.
Yeah.
I think that was.
I said that at half time. I said maybe this could be. There's all these rumours that Fergie stormed to his office, didn't want to talk to anyone. Woodward was sat there with
Fergie's
his
a
head in his
fucking
hands.
raging piss can.
Yeah.
So like,
loves it.
Of course it was. Fergie had a drink at the game, did he? Don't really. Fucking.
And people saying
So what?
And people saying as well that the fact that Woodward was there at the game alone, not going out and getting deals done in itself, is just a complete and utter farce.
He doesn't. Do you think he goes on?
Do you think it's like digging a hole? Like you have to just be constantly fucking shoveling. Do you know how much I think of negotiations of stuff is like, we'll give you this, well, we'll do that, well, we'll give you this, well, we'll do... Like, it's back and forth. Do you know what? You can probably do most of this, I imagine, through fucking WhatsApp. I would imagine there's a lot of deals are done through WhatsApp. From
Twitter DMs. There's got to be Insta or Twitter DMs.
Instagram DMs. That'd be fucking brilliant.
Well, yeah, it would be great. But I actually do think it's WhatsApp. Because I know, like, MMA fighters and stuff, they've had contract offers through WhatsApp.
It's all encrypted and stuff, so it's the best, to be honest, it's probably the best place to do it. Yeah. You can't get into, like, no one can hack into WhatsApp. It doesn't matter if it gets leaks and shit like
it.
Right, anything we want to add, lads, before you wrap this up?
Got a game at the weekend.
We do. Norwich, a team who are...
Football gets in the way of having a good laugh, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because we have a good laugh on it, and then football gets in the way.
People actually didn't like the fact that we were having a laugh during the City game. Apparently we were too happy and too jovial after being beaten 3-1. But then again, if we're negative, we're pushing the agenda and getting views with hate. So
the last thing we want is to come and do videos where you go, we're shit.
Yeah,
that's the last thing we want to do. Anyone should want.
I think what we've created here is very replicant of what's at the match.
Yeah.
The lads around me, me and my old man were. There's a gallows humour about it. Like, we're fucking shit, and you're laughing about how shit you are, right? I don't really give a fuck if Solskjaer did it. I saw Klopp doing it and not get no shit for it because that's just the way the fucking media works with Liverpool and United. But ultimately, I am not the manager of Manchester United.
No.
I'm a fan that's fucking paid to be in the fucking stadium. And if I'm going to have a fucking laugh with all the lads... Like, we've got a Facebook group chat for me and, like, fucking 20 of the people that are all around me in the Stretford end, right? It's fucking carnage.
Yeah.
And we've sat there for years. We know each other really fucking well. So the fucking shit talk back and forth from everyone, it's fucking funny. And that's what it's all about. And I think going to the match, you've got that. And I think we've got that to a certain extent on here. Like, look, not going to be all fucking super serious and depressed about
tactically analyse the game as if we know exactly what we have a few points.
We're fucking fans, everyone's getting fucking giddy and like, just look, man, at the end of the day, this is a hobby that we all choose to follow. That's it, right? No one's been fucking dragged here by the fucking head and told fucking sit there and talk about this game and analyse it or anything like that. No. You want to be here voluntary. So we're here as a group of fucking mates having a laugh. The Saint says it's okay, but you don't respect others' opinions at times because they're bollocks sometimes.
Exactly.
Or I know they're wrong.
It's all right to disagree with people. Just don't show other people's opinions.
And the thing is, when we don't disagree with opinion, but like, if you're going to have the Ollie out one's the big one. If you're going to have the Ollie out thing, if you come with us and say, look, I think we should get this man in because he's going to do this, 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 and this. All right, then you've got to have a think about that, But everyone just says, get Allegri. So a very defensive manager.
Ten Hag, get Ten Hag. None of you know what you're talking about. Get Ten Hag.
And then like Pochettino. Well, just have a think about Pochettino. Pochettino plays with attacking fullbacks. So Wan-Bissaka, we've just spent 50 million on, probably doesn't fit a Pochettino team. That's where he gets the width. So all these things people have to think about, that we're doing this one plan for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've decided he's going to be the man. For whether you like it or not, he's been decided as the man. And if you bring anyone else in, he's going to want different things. And the money we spent in the summer could be wasted. All the money you spent for Van Gaal was wasted because you brought in the opposite manager.
Bingo.
And all the players that he signed, whether they were good, bad or indifferent, were never going to fit Mourinho's system. So they had to change it. And, like, we don't know. Like, we say that Ollie's could be the right man. We don't really know. But the one thing we do know is that if you keep sacking people,
yeah, you're not going to do anything if you keep sacking people
at all.
At the end of the day, we're just a couple of lads having a laugh. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. About 1,000 of you watching. Come on, like the video. Come on. We always love the support, and you're always great at that. We're going to probably wrap it up there. Make sure to like us on like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. We're doing a watch along on Saturday for the Norwich game, lads. Yes,
we are.
I don't know who's going to be joining us. You'll probably be at the game, I'm guessing. So it'll probably be yourself and Joe. Maybe a Seagull will be there. Maybe it won't be there.
You never know.
Who knows? We'll be there with team news review thereafter, and we'll see you again. Cheers.
See you later.